I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm probably gonna go viral for this video. I don't care. Somebody gotta keep this thing 100. These rankings are terrible. Awful. What the hell are we doing, bro? So I'm not even gonna mention USF and Cincinnati, right? I've talked about that plenty enough in my AP poll videos. We're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's start with Tennessee and Iowa. How in the hell are they ranked? Respectfully, how? Tennessee has 3 losses this season. They've lost to Georgia, they've lost to Bama, and they've lost to Oklahoma. What has Tennessee shown at all that they're even remotely close to a college football playoff team? They shouldn't even be ranked, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? They got 3 games left. I think it's Kentucky in there, Vanderbilt, and they got some other opponent. Tennessee shouldn't be ranked. Great offense, defense has not came up to snuff really all year long. What are we doing? The worst case of this all is Iowa, and it shows the bias of the committee. You're ranking them because of good losses, quote unquote, to Iowa State. Again, they were ranked in the AP poll at the time. Iowa State is not ranked in the CFP poll or the AP poll anymore. They also lost to Indiana. Okay, cool. 20-15 loss. Respected. They lost last week to Oregon 18-16. Cool. They have 3 losses. How in the hell are they even in this? Can somebody look at this schedule and please notify me? Call me and let me know what's the signature win on this schedule. Albany, UMass, Rutgers, Wisconsin, who's about to fire their coach, but obviously they came up, with a contract extension. Penn State, Minnesota. Where is the win? This is what I'm talking about. But y'all gonna sit here and y'all already know y'all in the comments are gonna troll. Now you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Where's the good win? You're being rewarded for close loss. No. We do not reward people for close losses to okay or good teams. No. You win games. They don't even have a good win on this schedule. What are we doing? I did like, however, that the ACC teams are still ranked in Louisville and Virginia, right? Virginia has 1 loss in conference play. Louisville has 2, right? They did beat Miami nonetheless. And I'm not even going to mess with Michigan and USC. Cool. You want to rank them at 18-17? I ain't even going to say too much. Let's find out with USC. They got a trip to Oregon this month. Let's see what the hell they do. But the loser is the ACC and Georgia Tech, though. Because Tech lost 1 game, 48-36, to NC State. NC State beat Virginia, okay, at the beginning of the season, week 2. They put up 35 points on Virginia in that game. Now, Tech couldn't get a stop, rightfully so. But they have been deserving all year long. They play Pittsburgh next weekend. They play Georgia to end the regular season. So it's almost getting to a point like you're going to have to schedule a formidable non-conference opponent, which next year they got great non-conference opponents in Tennessee, and we'll see what Colorado looks like next year. But I'm just not understanding how a team that's top 20 in total offense, top 10 in total offense, top 20 in scoring offense, one of the best rushing attacks in the country, and one of the best offensive lines in the country that protects their quarterback. How in the hell are they 16? Can somebody explain this to me? Because the math ain't mathing. This is one of the best teams in the country. I don't understand it. And I know Hurricane fans going to be like, yo, you're a hypocrite, whatever. I love my Hurricanes, bro. We shouldn't be ranked above Georgia Tech. They ain't even saying we ain't more talented than them. I would take my Canes all day in terms of talent, right? But we're not the most deserving, right? Ain't this about the most deserving teams that are supposed to get in? I wouldn't even say best most deserving. The best teams, right? Cool. Let's break down my Hurricanes. Do we have a good quarterback? I'm still not sold. Around him, we have a great team. Metzendorf, Ruben Bain, Bryce Fitzgerald, Mark Fletcher, C.J. Daniels, Malachi Tony. I love our team. I do. But we shouldn't be ranked with 2 losses above Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has 1 loss all year. Make that make sense. Because for the life of me, I ain't understanding. You know what I'm saying? I'm not understanding. It's not making sense. In our game against Louisville, we were the number 2 team in the country at home on a Friday night. This man threw... Here's the stats, y'all. I had to pull it up just to make sure because I didn't want to say a number that was wrong. Bro threw 4 interceptions, bro. Sold the game. Defense came back, did what they were supposed to do. Sold the game against Louisville. And we don't know how good Louisville is. I think Louisville can lose this week to Clemson. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying my team shouldn't be ranked. We should be ranked. I love my Hurricanes, man. But you got to get a respect to Georgia Tech, man. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. And I'm saying that unbiased. Like, give them boys they respect. You know what I'm saying? We are a great team. I would take my Canes all day. But at the same time, like, make this make sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? In the game against SMU, we lost. Back those 2 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? consistently in the big moments, he throws picks, bro. And again, I love my team. They darn near lost it to Notre Dame at the end. You know what I'm saying? I love my squad. And I want us to be in the CFP. And I love our brand. But y'all got to make it make sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it make sense. And I know Miami's going to bring ratings. Miami's must-see TV. I don't disagree with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But you got to put the best teams in too, bro. You know what I'm saying? A 2-loss Miami over Georgia Tech. Nobody's talking about that. It's crazy. Next, none of them teams, and I'm going to say this humbly, none of the teams, these 3 teams right here, BYU, respectfully, I like Buckmeyer. I like LJ Martin. I like their defense and Terry and Alexander. They can play. I like Utah and Devon Dampier. Great quarterback. They got some ugly losses this season. Vandy obviously lost to Texas. Bama. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But what are we really rewarding is my question. Are we rewarding because they lost to Texas and Alabama? Or are we rewarding them because they're one of the best teams in college football? Because I don't believe no way in hell Vanderbilt is one of the best teams in college football. I don't even believe Utah is one of the best teams in college football. Respectfully. So I think, for me, I would take Miami over any one of those 3 teams. I would take Georgia Tech over any one of them 3 teams. I'll even take Pittsburgh over any one of them 3 teams. You know what I'm saying? So when we do this and we the committee, this is what we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to talk about the top, right? That's fine. Whatever. Cool. You want to have it ranked like that? Cool. Texas Tech move up. I don't have much to say on that. But what are the implications of what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? What is the criteria? Let's break down the criteria. Okay, this is obviously one of the guys on the ACC part of the committee, right? When you look at their non-conference schedule, there really are no signature wins other than Miami versus Notre Dame. When we're having that conversation, we look at schedule strength, record strength. That's certainly one of the metrics that come into play. So basically what you're telling me is y'all just looked at a signature win, right? So this is why the ACC being punched. And the part that I don't like is that y'all sit here saying, oh, well, you know, an ACC champion can potentially get squeezed out by a group of 5 or can potentially miss a spot in the playoff. What the hell are we doing? Why award a champion, though, if we're going to do that? Why would we award a champion if you can't even get us a guaranteed spot to college football playoff? I ain't saying you should have a top 4 spot. But if you win your conference championship and you're a Power 4 conference, you should be in the tournament. What the hell are we doing? That shouldn't even be a possibility. Again, there's 5 one-loss teams in the ACC. I'm going to say that one more time. 5 one-loss teams in the ACC. Make it make sense. Even the SEC. Everybody has a loss. Except Alabama and Texas A&M in conference play. It's going to happen. Y'all looking at, oh, well, the most marquee game is Miami and Notre Dame. Look at the schedule and see how they performed. Look and see some of the teams they went up against. And my thing is, like, the season ain't over. Like, and you know what? I'm kind of hoping Pittsburgh beats Notre Dame. I am now. Because it's like, the disrespect for the ACC is wild. It's wild. It's baffling. I don't know what we're doing. Is that a signature win? Or is that no longer a signature win because that's their 3rd loss? Like I'm curious to see what the committee says next week if Pittsburgh goes and upsets Notre Dame. Right? What will you see then? What happens if that happens and then Georgia Tech beats Pittsburgh? Oh, is the ACC conference still not good? Is it still not formidable? Is it still not worthy of a playoff spot? The math is just not mathing, bro. You got to take the bias out of it and award the best teams. And I ain't saying SEC teams shouldn't be in there or shouldn't get the lion's share of the spots. I get it. It's one of the best. It is the best conference in college football. Cool. But that's not to say an ACC program can't go compete, right? That's why that Georgia and Georgia Tech game is going to be magnified. And it's going to be a great chance to show, as ACC has shown for years, they can go up against any damn body. Because it just don't make sense. Especially when you look at the Big Ten, and the Big Ten is so darn top-heavy. Outside of Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State, what other team scares you in that conference? And y'all might mess around and get them boys 3 to 4 bids. Or 4 to 5 bids. Make it make sense. Same thing in the Big 12. Outside of Texas Tech and BYU, who really scares you in that conference? I know you're going to say Cincinnati. Outside of those, who scares you? Cincinnati don't scare me. They got whooped. You know what I'm saying? Pummeled by, I believe it was Utah at home. Or on the road. Houston don't scare me. Houston lost to a 2-5 team in conference play in West Virginia on the road. Lost 45-35. This conference is very top-heavy. Who outside of those top 2 scared you in the Big 12? Nobody. Look at the records. Make it make sense. So I rest my case. I may lose fans, I may not. Y'all gotta stop. These rankings is awful. They need to get it together.